All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty cool: Q sports apps. You know those tools on your phone that are completely changing the game? We're going to look at how they're transforming everything from your practice routine to your in-game strategy. It's like having a pro-level advantage right in your pocket.
Okay, so here's what we've got lined up. We'll kick things off with how pool went digital, then jump into how these apps can be your virtual coach. After that, we'll talk strategy, global competition, and even take a little peek into the future. Let's get to it.
All right, first up, pool goes digital. So, how did we even get here? Let's take a quick look at the journey from green felt to glowing screens.
You know, cue sports have been around forever, literally for centuries. They started as these outdoor lawn games, then moved indoors to the tables we all know and love. But honestly, the biggest, most game-changing leap? That's happened in just the last few years. The mobile app has completely revolutionized how we train, play, and compete.
So you might be asking, why bother with an app? Well, the advantages are pretty huge. Think about it. You get an instant tutor, right, on demand, with all the lessons and guides you could need. It'll analyze your game, track your stats, and tell you exactly where you're going wrong. Then it gives you specific drills to fix those weaknesses. And the best part, you can do all this whenever, wherever. Plus, you're plugging into this massive global community of players. It's a no-brainer, really.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Section 2, your virtual coach. We're talking about how these apps can literally help you master your mechanics. Let's take a look at a specific one, an app called Pool Training. This one is laser-focused on developing your skills, and it uses some seriously cool tech to break down every single move you make. And this is where it gets wild. It uses 3D visualization, so you record your shot, and the app captures your movement. It then builds this 3D model that breaks down your technique, all the angles, the timing, everything. Then, boom, you get instant feedback. Visual guides pop up showing you exactly how to improve your stance or your stroke. It is literally like having a world-class coach standing right behind you, 24/7. And what's really cool is how specialized these apps get. It's not one size fits all. You've got Billiard Masters, which is all about perfecting those explosive break shots in pool. Then on the flip side, you have Snooker Coach Pro, which is focused on this super strategic, delicate safety play you need in snooker. So whether you're a pool player or a snooker player, you can find an app that's built just for the skills you need to work on. Pretty amazing. Okay, so mastering your mechanics is huge, right? But it's only half the battle. We all know that cue sports are just as much a mental game as a physical one. It's just on a felt table. So the big question is, can an app help you outsmart your opponent? So how do you master strategy? Well, it all starts with looking at the game and your opponent in a totally new way. You've got to analyze their patterns, find their weaknesses, and really get a feel for the flow of the match. And yup, you guessed it, there are apps specifically designed for that, like Pool Replay and Q Player. Think of Pool Replay as your own personal scout. You can literally upload a video of a match, and the app does the heavy lifting. It automatically points out the key moments and breaks down your opponent's patterns. So imagine it tells you that every time your opponent sinks a ball in a corner pocket, they leave the cue ball right in the middle of the table. That's a huge tell. You can use that to set up a trap. You walk up to the table already one step ahead. But it's not just about scouting your opponent. These apps also turn that analytical eye on you. QPlayer, for example, gives you the cold, hard data. It tracks your shot accuracy, your success with positioning, your safety play, everything. So it's no longer about feeling like you had a good game. You get actual numbers that show you exactly, and I mean exactly, where you need to improve. All right, let's switch gears. We've talked about practice and strategy, but what about the community? Let's dive into how you can play the world. Okay, so you've probably heard of the big ones, right? Kings of Pool, 8-Ball Pool, these aren't just little training apps. They are massive, global arenas with literally millions of players. And they've totally changed what it even means to play a game of pool. You can jump into a match against someone on the other side of the planet any time of day. You can climb those global leaderboards, enter big tournaments, but it's more than just competition. It's a real community. You hear these stories all the time. A player in Brazil becomes best friends and practice partners with someone in Japan, all because they met on an app. It's making the whole sport more connected and honestly more social than it's ever been. Okay, for our last section, let's look at the future. Because this tech is just getting started. We're moving beyond simple analysis and into something that feels like it's straight out of science fiction.
I'm talking about augmented reality. You've probably heard of AR. It's that technology that overlays digital information right onto the real world. So you look through your phone and you see not just the world as it is, but with extra helpful stuff layered right on top.
And in Pool, this is a total game changer. Check this out. An app like Pool AR uses your phone's camera to look at the actual physical table in front of you. It then calculates all the angles in a split second and projects the perfect shot line right onto your screen. It literally shows you the path the ball will take. You just follow the guide. It's like having a superpower. So, when you think about it, the journey from 15th century parlors to AR-guided shots is just incredible. Technology is completely reshaping the game, giving us tools we couldn't even have dreamed of just a few years ago. Which brings us to the big question, right? With all this digital help, is your perfect game now just one tap away?